Welcome, Sacred Soul. Welcome to this sacred space where we talk about all things sacred and all things soul. Your sacredness, your soul work, soulful business, spirituality, the inner work, sacred leadership, and so much more. I'm your host, Evie, life and business coach, sacred space holder, mother, Kiwi gal from New Zealand, and someone who deeply cares about you bringing your authentic magic, your gifts, your soul work to life and creating positive ripple effects around the world. Join me for soulful chats, inspiring guest interviews and thought leaders around the globe and real humans. And of course, loads of inspiration. Welcome, Sacred Soul. So good to be here with you all. Welcome, my gorgeous ones. Welcome, Sacred Souls. As you just heard, this is the Sacred Soul Podcast. I'm your host, Evie, life and business coach, and I'm just freaking excited to be here with you all today. It's been such a long time coming, such a long time coming. So bear with me today. I had to dust off the mic and connect up all the tech, the camera, the mic, etc. But it's so good to be here with you all. Thanks for tuning in, my loves. Now, the last time I released a podcast episode was end of last year, end of 2025. It is now July 2026 at time of recording. And that was before I birthed my gorgeous second daughter, Remy Rose, into the world. And here we are today. She is now almost 8 months old, like wild. And so much has changed in so many different ways. And I'm really excited to share more in this podcast episode today. But also to be back podcasting. I have missed you guys and I've missed the podcast so very much, but it was very much needed, that beautiful sacred pause. And I'm so glad that I honored myself and my truth and what I needed to do in that particular season of my life and my business. And, you know, so much wonderful things have come of this time. And I think probably an older version of myself would have been really nervous to take a pause and to, not be so visible online, to not be so in my business, and literally to hit pause on the podcast. Like, that was a huge thing for me. And I remember at the time talking to my beautiful mentor and coach at that time saying, I'm really leaning into trust here. I'm really leaning into trust here, knowing that I'll absolutely be back podcasting at some point in time. And also that I'll be back in business and coaching and space holding and supporting you guys. And of course, like it's a no-brainer, right? But I think there's a little bit of messaging sometimes. And certainly in my first pregnancy, I was nervous about dropping the ball, or that you could actually take a pause from your business and nothing would break, nothing would go wrong, and that it's still here for me and I get to pick up where I left off. And so here we are. I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And so thank you so much for being so gracious with me. And I hope you're excited with me. I hope you're excited and celebrating that we're back. And I'm really excited for what's to come. Now, you probably already know and have heard that there is a beautiful new name for this podcast. There is a new artwork. There is a new introduction and jingle and music. And that feels so right and true for me. And I think that's a reflection of my own evolution and inner journey that I've been on. And so it feels just so freaking good to be able to finally share this with you all. And there'll be more to come on this for sure. But today I just really wanted to welcome you back and share the excitement and share a bit more about behind the scenes and a bit more of a personal episode about what's been going on for me. And there'll be lots more to come, I'm sure. So the Sacred Soul Podcast. Welcome, Sacred Soul. Yes, you are a sacred soul. And this is all about, as I said in the jingle, this is all about talking about things that are sacred and all things soul. And there's so much that obviously comes under that, and you might have a different version or definition of those beautiful words. Would love to hear your thoughts, actually, if you want to flick me a DM on Instagram. But these beautiful words just landed, and I remember thinking, I've got this opportunity where I'm taking this time out in my business on maternity leave to have my beautiful baby girl. And I've got this opportunity to pause and reflect and get really intentional about what feels most in alignment, what feels most authentic, what feels right and true to continue on in my business, to let go, to pause, maybe to evolve or shift. It's just a wonderful time. And it's actually really, I had this conversation with my mentor and coach at the time. Like, it's so healthy and important that we're allowed to go through these seasons where maybe we take a pause, or maybe it's pulling back slightly, or, giving and nurturing and tending to other things in our lives. And I think that that is so crucial for sustainability in our businesses. And that if we don't, then it's not sustainable, right? And so it literally isn't sustainable. And so actually these times are so important and so needed. And I hope that if you take something from this episode, one of those key takeaways for you, I know there's someone that needs to hear this today, but it's okay. This is your permission slip. It's okay to slow down, or to pause, or to do slightly less, or to show up less. And it's not going to go anywhere. If this is your soul mission and on your heart and your soul work, it's going to be there, right? It might evolve and look slightly different in different seasons of your life, but it's meant to. Remember, it's meant to. And so, yeah, full permission to do that if that's for you. And what I would say is, as I was mentioning, I had this beautiful opportunity, which is sometimes quite rare, to be able to just take a step back and review my business and review all sorts of things, in fact, in my life, but particularly through the business lens of okay, cool. I know the podcast is absolutely here to stay. I freaking love it. I have from day one, and it's on my heart, and this is how I channel, and the transmission comes through really beautifully here. And so I'm always going to have the podcast in some way or form. It may look different name, for example, but it's going to be there. But I had this opportunity to be but it was Elevate Your Life with Evelyn Kelly, then it was Unstoppable You. And those are really great reflections of those seasons of my life and my business and my work. But this one feels even more juicier, even more true, and even more me. And I, at least for the foreseeable future, think it's going to stay. So the Sacred Soul podcast is here. And so that's kind of what came through was, this opportunity to review things. The Sacred Soul podcast landed, those words, Sacred Soul. I had literally an A4 piece of paper of all these different words and combos and phrases that I just loved and was coming through to me. And then I, parked it for some time and came back to it. And I was sharing this with my coach at the time of these words just keep coming back to me. And I don't even know if they were written down on the paper, but those are the words that came through. And I was like, I feel like this is it. And sure enough, she's here to stay, found the music, found the jingle, the words kind of just poured out. And so I was like, this is all meant to be. And here we go. So that is a little snippet into the backstory of the new name, the new artwork, the new feel. And I hope that you might even sense this in my energy in this podcast and through how I'm speaking, how I'm showing up, but also through the actual jingle and some of the words that I share there, that I hope moving forward, and my intention is that it's all about things that are sacred. Yes, it's all about things soul, and those will be infused in everything and in every way. But it's also, I listed a few of those things there. It's about your soul work. It's about soulful business. It's about spirituality. It's about the inner work. It's about transformation and healing. It's about having real conversations with real humans. And and it's about sacred leadership. It's about you, your soul, your sacredness. And yeah, so all of those beautiful topics and themes will be woven into the podcast as a whole. And there'll be different guest interviews and different one-to-one solo episodes that I do that are going to encompass so much of that stuff. And these are the things that are really on my heart, that get me really excited, that I'm really deeply passionate about. And that's what I see moving forward for the show. So if that's a bit of you, stick around. I'd love you to be here, and also share with your friends, share it on your stories. Would love to share this with more humans, because I really believe that we need to have more of these kind of conversations. And that's a big reason why I started the podcast, was I was like, I want to be having these conversations. I don't tend to have too many of these conversations in my personal world at the time, and they are so needed. And so here we are. And also there are more people that need to hear these messages, and I know that in my heart, and I can feel that and sense that. And so if you could support the podcast in some small way, it would be sharing it with your loved ones, your people, on your Instagram stories, with your communities that you feel could really benefit from these conversations, or take some wisdom from it, or you have just purely enjoyed it and taken some wisdom from it. And so yeah, would love to pay it forward. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart if that is you. And if you have ever done that, I really do. I thank you so much. Very deeply grateful for you. So that is a bit about the podcast. Now, I wanted to pull a card. I feel really called to pull a card today, and I feel like there's a message that someone needs to hear in here today. And I think that this might be a theme moving forward. Do you know what? There's no sort of like rules and regulations or like structures in this podcast moving forward, but I believe there will be card pulling from time to time, and messages, quotes, things that come through that I want to share with you all. So this is the beautiful Work Your Light. Oh, Work Your Light? Yes, Work Your Light Oracle Card Deck by Rebecca Campbell. Just had to think there. I was looking at the box, and it says, "You are the Oracle." Ain't that the truth? While I'm just shuffling, I would love to hear from you guys on Instagram. Send me a DM if you're excited that the podcast is back, or if you, what do you think? What do you think of the new name and the new jingle? I would love to hear. Whoa, okay, lots pulled out, fell out. I love this. I love this. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I feel like this is really true for me. This is really true for the podcast, for this particular episode and the new evolution for it, and possibly for some of you as well. So I got 3 cards. They just literally fell out and fell onto the ground there. If you were watching on YouTube, you would have seen me fumble and them fall out. So the first one is Starseed. What lights you up? Like, this is me to a T. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Beautiful. See that there? And then the last one is initiation. Initiation, rite of passage. You are going somewhere sacred. If I look at these beautiful cards and think about some of the key things that I want to share here with you all, and what I believe many of us are going to be embarking on moving forward, is this beautiful sacred journey. You are going somewhere sacred. There is an initiation. Maybe you are in an initiation or been on one. I certainly have been through an initiation, which I'm going to share with you a bit more next, of my own personal journey. And it is so magnificent. If you look at the picture there, and if you've got these cards yourself, you'll know this one of like, there's the dark cave and it's all dark outside, and there's lightning and thunder, and then there's this hole and opening of where you're going, and it's like magnificent colors and blues and pinks and sparkles, and there's something so beautiful about that. It's sacred, it's special. That's where you're going, right? Pillar of light, you are the Oracle. This is really about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition more than ever before. And again, this certainly rings true for me and the podcast and my evolution. And Starseed, what lights you up? Like I said, this is me to a T, of following your own inner wisdom and your own intuitive guidance. We all have that, whether you believe you're an intuitive or not. We all have an intuition, and we can all feel a gut feeling or know when something's right or wrong for us. And I really believe that, like I shared in that podcast intro, I deeply care about you bringing your own authentic magic to life and sharing your beautiful soul gifts with the world. And that means following the things that light you up. It means coming back to your soul. It means connecting inwards time and time again. It means that we all have this beautiful, unique soul mission and journey. And it's about finding that thing for you. And it isn't about like, oh, I have to go on this big discovery journey. It's about choosing to follow the joy, choosing to follow your own intuition, choosing to follow the nuggets of intuitive hits, of the excitement, the breadcrumbs of excitement. I said this many years ago to a client in my business, and it's just rang true so much as I've journeyed on. Follow the breadcrumbs of excitement. The excitement, the joy, what brings you joy and excitement is not a coincidence. That is it. That's part of it. And if you keep following those breadcrumbs, it's going to lead you, it's going to lead you home. It's going to lead you back to your soul and your soul mission and what's most important for you. And I really believe that we all uniquely have a special gift. The gift is you, of course, but a special, special gift, your energy, your essence, your soul gifts, your authenticity, your energy, the way that you do what it is that you do, that is so, so, so needed and so important. And it's time to not water that down. It's time to highlight that, go big on that, and follow that and share that with the world in the way that you do it best. And some of you, it's going to be soulful business. And some of you, it's not going to be business at all. And it's going to be in a different way, in a beautiful way. Maybe it's your beautiful mothering. Maybe it's through, some other kind of paid quote unquote work. Maybe it's volunteer stuff. Maybe it's just you being you. Like this, gets me so juiced up and excited when I talk about this. But you will have a unique soul journey and mission, and it's really important that you stay true to yourself and live out that journey and that mission. And so that's a bit about what I would love to support you with as a coach, as a space holder, as a guide, and that's what's coming through in these beautiful cards. So that's a beautiful intuitive message for today. Enjoy. And look, where do I start with my journey? There's so much that I want to share on this podcast. And again, I'm going to share more in time to come. But I believe with any birth of a child, when you're bringing another soul into the world, you will be going through an initiation of some sort. It's a rite of passage. When I brought my first daughter, Blake, into the world, that was the huge transition of maiden to mother. And while second baby, I'm already a mother, it's mother of two. And that's a huge shift and change as well. And so, of course, I am a different version of myself now. And it's really interesting. It's sometimes one of those things that's really hard to put into words, but it's hard to put into words. And it's almost like I'm getting to know this new version of myself, but it's almost like I feel more at home than ever before, and more myself, more my true self than ever before. And it's not that I wasn't before, I was, but because you've gone through this beautiful rite of passage and a going perhaps through it, you learn more about yourself, or you become more of your true self, more than ever before. And I'll also put my head up and say, that's not an easy thing, right? The rite of passage is tricky. Even that beautiful card, right? You go into the cave. You've got to go through the cave, go through some of those dark times, or the unknown, or the uncertainty of figuring things out and finding your way. But on the other side, it's magnificent. It's wonderful. It's sparkly. It's light. It's love. It's beauty. It's all the things. It's authenticity. It's alignment. And so, it certainly has been a big journey for me, bringing my second daughter into the world, and us as a family, of getting used to this new little soul, this new little being, and how that shifts the dynamic. And I know other mamas who've journeyed through this before will know exactly what I mean when I say that. And so through that whole process, I've become a new version of myself, and I love me even more than I did before, which is so wonderful. But it's like, not that I didn't before, it's like you just learn a new part of you, and I feel even more my true self than ever before, which is really wonderful. And yeah, I think that's sort of mostly what I wanted to share there, and just that the last few months have been naturally so, mostly in mothering and with my little beautiful babies and figuring things out as a new family of four. And yeah, that's kind of where so much of my love and time and attention have gone, and rightly so. And I know that I am in such a really blessed, grateful position to be able to do so. And that is certainly part of my soul mission as well. And I just, yeah, have just adored this beautiful, full, sometimes chaotic season of life. But yeah, it's been really beautiful and really special as well. And I'm just really grateful that I've been able to take a bit more of that time to, yeah, to devote into mothering and motherhood. And I've heard this saying time and time again. And I remember my mentor said this, she's like, your business will always be there for you. And also you never get this time back. They're only little for a really short space of time, really. And yeah, I'm just really grateful that I've been able to give so much to them, and will continue to do so, obviously. But also in the other breath, like the other side of it is like, I have missed coaching, and I have missed space holding, and I've missed the podcast so much. So while I slowly come back online bit by bit, I just know that I'm really excited for this. And also behind the scenes, I've been so fortunate and grateful to work with a couple of one-to-one clients, just exceptional human beings, both in the life coaching space and also in the business coaching space. And I intend to continue on in that way. So if you want to work together this year, one-to-one coaching is where it's at. This is my absolute favorite way to work with people, because we get to go deep. We get to be completely personalized to you and your unique goals and journey and mission and where you're at right now. And one-to-one's always been like my absolute fave from day one, my OG fave, and still very much is. And I know that I can give so much to those beautiful clients and the beautiful women coming into those spaces. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to work with me or feel the pull, feel the call, please send me a DM. I would love to chat with you, and we can book a free call on Zoom, chat about it, all the things. Would love to support you. So that's a little bit about how I have been working behind the scenes. I haven't actually shared a whole lot of that online, but yeah, that's how it's been. So wonderful. Now, what else to share? I think the other thing, and this is going to be another whole podcast episode in time to come, but through this journey, I have uncovered, is that the right word? Come home to some beautiful spiritual gifts of mine. And I feel so deeply grateful and honored to have these. And I'm going to be talking in parcel tongue here, because I'm not going to share the full depths and details of it all right now, but God, it's been just incredible and eye-opening and special and wonderful, and so I'm still very much on that journey, and so I will absolutely share in time to come. But it's been a big part of this season as well, and yeah, my goodness, it's been so much. So what else do I share? I think that's mostly what I wanted to share. Just this huge rite of passage and journey that I've been on, becoming a new version of myself, more me than I ever have before, in the best way possible, uncovering these beautiful, special spiritual gifts, and working with a beautiful few clients, and I'm sure more to come in the one-to-one coaching space. And yeah, the beautiful new podcast name and intro and feel and vibe and all the things. I would love to hear what you think of that in particular. And yeah, please do send me a DM on Instagram. I love those conversations, and genuinely am really curious to hear your thoughts and feels and all the things. So, my love, that's it from me today. Oh, one last thing, what to expect moving forward. I shared a little bit about that before. Now, in all honesty, in this particular season of my life, it might not be that we have a podcast episode that comes out every single week, but I am absolutely committed to this podcast and sharing a whole lot more in time to come. So stay tuned. There'll be a mixture of solo and guest interviews coming, and I'm just really excited for this. Okay, my loves, that's it from me. Thank you so much for being here, and just deeply, deeply grateful for you.